Thanks for tuning in to the March 7th episode of the Bench Boys podcast. Today, Jared, Tyler, and our special guest Brent break down some of the week's NHL action. We start by talking about that great game from Monday between the Flames and the Maple Leafs. We discuss the Flames' goaltending issues and Tyler Ennis' big game. After that, we move on to some more Leafs and Flames content from Wednesday night. The Flames finally broke Marc-Andre Fleury's amazing shutout streak, while the Leafs and Canucks sparked some controversy pregame during their moment of silence for the recently passed Ted Lindsay. The Blue Jackets are still on the outside looking in on the playoff picture and made an interesting decision with their starting lineup prior to their game against the Penguins on Thursday night. Finally, we get to the Senators where they fired Guy Boucher last Friday. They just can't seem to stay out of the news lately. And of course, we end our episode with a look at the great weekend schedule of games. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Just want to give a shout out to Premier Sports at Marlborough Mall in Calgary, Alberta. They got their winter blues sale going on right now for the month of March. Select FIFA, NBA, CFL, TC, and MLB apparel is all marked down. Some of it as low as $4.99, so check that out. As well as they got their new 47 brand t-shirts from Stamps to Riders to Jays to Expos. They have it all. Plus a ton of NBA stuff right now too. So between the Warriors, the Lakers, the Raptors, they got tons of cool hats in right now, so check that out too. Again, it's Premier Sports in Marlborough Mall in Calgary, Alberta.
We're the Bench Boys, we're the Bench Boys, coming to you live. We're the Bench Boys, we're the Bench Boys, coming to you live. So why not plug in and listen to us, rant about our favorite teams. We could sit here and talk all day, but we got bills to pay. So for now, we're the Bench Boys, we're the Bench Boys, coming to you live. We're the Bench Boys, we're the Bench Boys, coming to you live.
Woo! How about you guys? How did you guys like that game on Monday night?
Loved it.
It was something.
I think that was wonderful. I felt the need to, spice up the bragging rights with the jersey today.
Oh, yeah. It's
Thought
an
it-
eyesore.
Thought it was fair.
Is it?
Thanks everybody for tuning in. Today it's me.
Is that Ennis on the back?
It should be Ennis.
Is that Ennis? Yeah.
Today it's me and Jared, and our special guest back in studio is Brent.
Hey, everybody.
That was quite the game if you're a Leafs fan of the third and fourth line.
No doubt.
Not so much if you're a Flames fan or if you were there to watch Marner. Well, actually, no, Marner was pretty good. But if you're there to watch Matthews and Nylander,
A bit of a no-show.
not so much.
Yeah, it's you don't very often see what is he, third line, I guess?
Who, Ennis?
Yeah.
No,
He's
fourth.
He is fourth. He's on the fourth line.
Yep, fourth line winger.
Fourth line winger gets a hattie. Huh. Okay.
$650,000.
Yeah, it's not who you would expect off that team, especially.
No. I still remember, in preseason, we were all talking about him playing with Matthews.
Yeah, I mean, he did. He started the season there when Nylander
Didn't
wasn't.
last very long. Did not.
He
last
probably
very
could
long.
play there now.
Yeah.
If
they want to change stuff up,
well, if Janssen
Yeah.
if Janssen and Kapanen slow down or something.
someone gets hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Ennis looks. I mean, that could partially be because he's playing 10 or 11 minutes. I'm not crazy enough to be like, oh my god, did you guys see the hat trick?
20 minutes. Put
Dude,
him out
guys,
there.
next 20 goal scorer,
yeah.
yearly 20 goal scorer, back to his original form. No, I'm not that crazy, but I mean, it was sweet. Good to see him. The first goal was really nice.
Yeah.
Second goal was rough. Third goal was questionable at best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riddick was rough.
Yeah.
You guys see that super awesome article from Eric Francis?
No.
No, I don't
This one?
usually read his crap.
Yeah, it was crap. He basically
is this the goalie?
giving the fans shit for booing their goalies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're shitty right now.
Yeah.
If they're when they're losing you games.
Like I said on the trade deadline episode, last week's episode, what if the Flames would have spent and got Mark Stone, and then this happened,
Yeah.
right? all of a sudden you're looking like Columbus,
Yeah.
Crazy.
right? It's just, man.
Well, not
It's-
nearly as dire as
No,
Columbus,
obviously, but if the Flames were having a rough go and all of a sudden stop winning some games here because their goaltending goes away, you're only wasting the assets you spent on Fantenberg. That's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's, what,
But if you
a
spent some-
fourth round, maybe, or is it
Yeah.
actually a fourth round? Yeah.
Something
Either
like
way,
that.
it's not a lot.
Yeah.
No, it's not crazy. But it's crazy when you're paying Stone assets and they're doing nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be
But like at
not
the same time, I don't think Riddick's gonna stay here, like stay bad.
Oh,
Yeah, well, he
he
was-
was stay in Calgary.
was-
I hope he
no.
does.
No, he'll stay here.
Yeah.
in
He was
Calgary,
good in
but-
the Vegas game.
Yeah, right. Like they lost 2-1. That wasn't Riddick's fault. That was not
Oh,
goaltending.
definitely not. Yeah.
Right. That was Fleury.
That's what.
That was Fleury being an absolute monster
Yeah.
for the third game in a row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fourth, actually.
Who else was on the edge of their seat when Fleury put his stick down at the blue line? And
That
Riddick
would
was
have
just
been.
standing on the blue line. I expected them to
Oh,
meet in the
yeah.
middle, like the light shine down on top and have a good go.
So
Of
go,
all-
yeah.
Of all goalies, I could see David Riddick going for a rip to.
Him, both of them.
I
Mike
can't
Smith would
remember-
too. He's a friggin'
I don't remember Fleury fighting ever.
I don't know. He definitely hasn't.
No, that's why I was like, what?
It was
Is
funny that he was
is
like.
that what he's doing?
I think Fleury's like really embracing the being in Vegas showmanship. Because I mean, the dude is awesome. The dude's
Captain
always,
without a C.
yeah, exactly. The dude's always been awesome.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's always smiley. He's always been like that.
The flower.
The flower.
Yeah.
He's been super clutch.
Oh man, dude, he
How
had
many shutouts does he have? Isn't he leading?
He's
Eight
got
or
like 7 or
something?
8.
I think it's
8.
eight.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
and this one that like the Flames just broke was 100. It was over 180 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's like no one gets there.
The only goalie doing that is Vasilevsky,
Yeah.
other than Fleury.
Did he do it this year?
Yeah, Vasilevsky was a 163 or something.
Oh yeah, he had a
Yeah.
pretty big one.
He had
yeah.
a big back-to-backer.
Yeah.
But it's just like, man,
9
It's crazy.
straight periods.
it's like seeing Vasilevsky do it, you're like, yeah, he's probably going to win the Vezina. That team's going to win the President's Trophy.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
They can. Is it tonight that they can clinch? If
Playoffs?
they're,
It wouldn't
they're
surprise me.
finally the mathematics are adding up. So probably within a week they're
How many
clinching.
points do they have already? Like it's.
I don't know,
they're-
105 or
yeah,
some
it's-
shit.
They're in. Let's
It's
get
not
real.
fair.
Oh yeah, obviously.
But it doesn't matter at all if they don't make it out of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't.
For them, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, they're at 106. Yeah, 106.
That's like one of the only
So, like-
teams that if they lose the conference final, that's like a disappointment.
Yeah.
So the team and Kucherov are like here and here.
Yeah.
yeah, right. The race,
Still.
who's going to get more points,
Yeah,
Kucherov
the
or his
point-
team?
the team or him.
It's a toss-up. I really don't know.
I would actually be close like that.
What an
2 points a win. I'm sure every time they win, Kucherov has probably got 2 points.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that far off.
But yeah, so there was the Flames and Golden Knights last night. Pretty good game. I mean, 2-1, not exactly a barn burner, but
I don't know. That was like a playoff game.
yeah, exactly.
Totally.
What do you- Okay, what do you-
Especially when you're talking Vegas playoffs.
What do you think about Matthew Kachuk's little ass into Fleury there?
Okay, so I
goaltender
wanted to
interference.
touch on that again because
that was
we're going to have a segment. We are going to have a segment going over this bullshit. Like,
goal interference. What is it?
What's your take?
I think that was fine. Okay, there's contact
okay.
with Fleury. There's contact with Fleury. But compared to goals that have been allowed this year, how is that goal interference? You got to pick a side.
That's what I have a problem with is the
Good-
goddamn
Like,
inconsistency.
Fleury goes flying because he sold the shit out of that.
He like commando rolls
100%.
to try to save them.
Dude,
too.
100%, right? This is what I think. This is what his motions made me think. He's thinking. I just got tapped a bit. I'm just going to fucking lose it. They're going to score, and it's going to be no goal.
As long as it
That's
doesn't,
what it looks like to
That's
me.
what it looks like to me too.
if
right.
it doesn't turn into soccer, right, where people just start flopping when they get hit. That's never.
Like,
That's not fun to watch.
that
I'm
was the one
hoping-
part that really made me angry about that.
I'm hoping Fleury wasn't straight up just like, fuck it.
Well,
What's the
'cause
worst that can
I
happen?
don't think he would, but you never. Know.
I don't think he would
I don't-
either.
Especially when he's on such a good tear, too, right?
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know.
Well, I could Chuck like not didn't cause a goal or anything, but he was like in his face earlier. You remember?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's what Kachuk does. He's
Yeah.
in the
But
goalie's
that
face
one
every
was
game.
like, I'm surprised he didn't get like unsportsmanship for that.
Unsportsmanship.
Oh, for the
Yeah.
the little scrum kind of with
Well,
Fleury.
It's
he
the new-
legit like
it's the
backed
new
up
word
into him
episode.
and like full on
Yeah.
backwards skating. Looked over him and was like, "Yeah, this is happening." And
Yeah,
just did it.
he was a little pest last night.
Yeah.
That just gives you a preview too of what's going to happen with him
Yeah.
in the playoffs. He's going to be a pain in the ass
yeah.
of everyone.
Him
Everyone's going to hate him.
And Bennett and Hathaway are going to be huge.
Yeah.
in the playoffs.
Definitely.
But like, again, though, back to the goal interference shit. It's like, if Louis Domingue is a goal, if Freddie Anderson from the Edmonton game last week is a goal, how is that no goal?
That's the thing, man.
Because they called it a goal on the ice.
Yeah.
It was on the board.
Yep.
I just
Also, when he makes contact with Fleury, he's out of the paint.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, that's
And all he does is touch his
See,
stick.
that's
It's like
the-
mostly stick.
like that's the problem with the whole thing is like, oh, the player's out of the paint. Well, yeah, but the goalie's in the paint. They're kind of like
Yeah.
right on the line where they make contact. Like I said last week, Freddie Anderson was like his skates were out of the paint. I'll give you that, but at the same time, just like a player, you can't touch them in theory if they don't have the puck anywhere on the ice. The goalie's the same way.
Yeah.
It's just because apparently in the league, if you're shooting the puck, then it doesn't matter.
yeah. No, that's
Right, so it's just like, and I'm not crazy. Like, battles in front of the net, battles on the board, players on the pucks. I get that,
Mhm.
but in theory, the rule, the way it's written in interference, that's it. Goal interference is the same way. It's just the way, like the NHL just doesn't seem to have a grasp on how they want to call
well,
this.
it's not white and black, right? I think a lot of those, it's like
For
a
sure.
gray area, right?
But that's what I'm
For
saying.
sure.
Like, you take all these gray area plays, and to me, the Louis, like going back to the Louis Domingue one,
And
that one was as black as you can get,
the Riddick
or
one.
white if we want to get PC.
Ooh.
The
The
Riddick one, yeah.
the Riddick one too, right? And like 3-4 months ago or
Yeah.
whatever.
So I
That was
just,
right after the Domingue.
I just
shit.
don't know how. Like, honestly, I think we should literally put together a video of
We should
as
almost
many
do a
goal
trivia.
interf-
We should do a trivia where we put
Yes.
it up, goal or no goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly,
And then we
I
hit
think,
our yes or no.
Yeah, I think
That'd
we
be
should
pretty
do.
fun.
I think
I'd
we
like
should
that.
do something like
We
that.
can do polls on
Every-
Facebook
We're not
Live
going to
too.
remember all of them.
Every single goal interference penalty or like review that has happened this year that we can find, we got to
Yeah.
put together. In
And
a
how
video.
right are we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Because I bet you we won't be anywhere close to 50%.
Right.
It'd be like 10%.
It's
Like,
just
jeez.
just get rid of the goddamn rule. Get rid of it.
Well, it's just
I'd
the-
rather focus on the offside. I hate
yes,
that. I hate
and
that
I
rule.
don't like. I just
See, I
it's so
heard
sad.
we talked about this last week, the Leafs one. We finished the podcast. I then went and watched fucking Steve Dangle lose his mind about that offside review.
Yeah,
To be honest, to me, that
yeah.
offside review is fine with me. That play was offside. Hyman got an extra step on the guy,
Yeah.
on the defenseman. He blows the coverage because of said extra step and scores. That's offside. That's no goal.
yeah.
That's fine. It's the ones that are like,
An inch. And I hate those.
Hyman's was an inch too. Like, I get that.
What I'm saying is, like, if two guys are going in and it's like the guy lifted his skate an inch off the ice while he's all over the plane, like,
Those
I
are the
hate
ones
those.
that
I
suck,
hate those.
right?
And they
I
always
mean, that's-
take the longest to review.
that's
like,
that's
5
exactly what
minutes.
Hyman's was too. But it's like,
I do not like that.
the thing is though, like, it's
can-
hard.
I can see
Obviously-
it on a game-winning goal in overtime. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
like,
but-
first period, like.
But
just-
then we get into what we were talking about with Tyrell a couple weeks ago. Like, you can't pick and choose what's reviewable on like, oh, this is a big goal. You can't
I
do
can't
that.
sitting on the couch be like, review it, review it, please do
Right?
that.
So it's stuff like that. It's just brutal.
Yeah.
So, but this like, the ones that like irk me so bad, and I get it, is the ones where like the play goes in the zone and then it's in the zone for like 20 seconds,
Oh, and it's
and then they score, and it's like, well, if they didn't get in the zone clean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
then
the
maybe
stu-
this play doesn't happen, which is fair,
Yeah.
but
I'd be
it's like
okay if it
annoying
was,
as
like,
shit.
You could tell like that fast.
Yeah,
It's the review and how long it takes. Right?
Oh, I totally
and
agree.
like this whole chip thing that we're talking about with like betting and stuff, I think that might make it better.
I don't think so.
Well, what I'm
But,
thinking
like-
is they have it on the skates.
Yeah, but
Yeah, right.
Maybe
that's
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
how that's no, because that's not gonna work.
They just because what they just did like one chip on the body or
Yeah,
whatever.
they
right?
did
that's
it
all
in the
they're doing?
jersey.
I
or
think
something.
that's all they did, right?
Yeah, they did it in the jersey or something like
In,
that.
like, the
They-
trial.
I thought they'd fucking sprinkle them with. these
No,
little-
because like, but even then,
little
like,
chips.
what's it gonna tell you?
Yeah.
What's it gonna tell you? Oh, this chip is 3 inches off the
No,
ice.
I was thinking they would use it actually in like almost like sports medicine and be like, hey, you're one stride's longer than the other by like who knows.
Yeah, okay, I can see that,
That
but like
sort of
you're
thing,
talking
right?
about for offsides, like
Well, no, yeah, I'm talking about just in general.
what's it gonna do? Oh, this chip was 3 inches off the ice.
No.
If the skate was on the ice, it would have been 2.5 inches. Like that's
Yeah, maybe actually.
No,
Like,
that's
I'm
ridiculous.
Not getting too wild.
Maybe.
But
Yeah,
they could if they
You
really
never know
wanted
in
to.
like 20 years what the fuck it's gonna be like.
I don't know. I don't think that is at all reasonable.
No, I don't
I
think,
think-
they should do it, but I just
like,
I don't like the challenge.
The other
period.
thing is, I just the solution of like change the offside rule. Well, why the fuck should I have to change the offside rule to fix the review part of it?
I just don't like it. Period.
Offside is offside. Offside has been like this.
I was just,
Like-
it's funny because that rule's been around for fucking ever.
Offside has
It's like
not.
icing.
Offside has not been a problem
Until they put this.
until they put reviews in.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Totally.
It's
It was
it's
that one
ridiculous.
damn douching, that fucking linesman effed it for everyone,
Yeah.
dude. Because
Right,
you
so,
can't
like-
tell that someone's 5 feet
No,
offside.
it's the GM that loses every year. It's just fucking 10 goals.
They're sitting at
Yeah.
the freaking meetings
guy-
like, we gotta change this.
the
We're
guy-
losing too much.
Florida or something last year missed the playoffs by like one game, and we would have won. If,
We would've
if
won
that
this game.
offside wasn't offside, right?
we won't forget about like the other three we would have lost with
Yeah,
this offside
that's
rule.
right.
So I don't know. It's we could talk about we could talk about
Thank you.
reviews forever.
Yeah.
It's
The one thing
It's
I'll
brutal.
say too, I directly thought of that Riddick goal. That's why I brought it up too.
yeah.
Because
I don't
If
remember the
Fleury-
Riddick one.
he gets hit down, right? It's against Dallas. It pops out to Ben or whatever, who's
don't
in the
remember?
slot. He
Is this the
resets.
overtime?
Dallas, right?
Get-
This
So-
is the overtime, right?
I don't think it
I
was
think it was
overtime.
Dallas.
Yeah,
was,
it
like,
was. It
losing
was
his mind.
Dallas.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
I thought it was overtime or something.
No,
No.
it was the third period,
Oh,
I
I
think,
didn't
and they
see
went
it.
up 4-2 or some shit.
I think it was Dallas though. I
It was
remember that.
Dallas
Yeah.
because it was Ben. I remember
Yeah,
too.
and it was like he was
goes,
irate.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
Riddick gets knocked down. Then he quickly gets up, like runs out to the top of the crease to try and make a
Yeah,
save.
yeah, I remember that now.
But he reset. He had time to reset. So
They were saying,
okay,
like-
so Fleury, all Fleury has to do there is take that tiny bit of contact and turn back. Instead, he's like
Not yard
"Whoa."
sale.
and
Yeah.
then the puck gets like thrown by freaking Johnny like this, and it goes under his body while he's going for like a freaking stack pad Marty Brodeur
Commando
save.
roll was nice.
Yeah,
I liked it.
That's what pissed me off because like if Riddick, I remember we were talking about that Riddick goal. If Riddick didn't set up,
Yeah.
go and work
If-
his ass off to set up, that would have
Exactly.
not been no goal.
And you don't ever want to put players in a position to not try,
right?
because then you get soccer,
Yeah.
right? That's just what happens. That's how it goes, and you just can't have that.
Well, then, like Patrick Hornquist has no job.
Yeah, yeah. Or
Oh.
Kachuk.
Blair's
That's
saying
true.
it was OT and it was Sagan.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
I thought it was Ben. Good call, Blair.
But yeah, so like I get it. I mean, I don't think the Flames lose that game because like I'm talking about last night.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they lose to Vegas last night because of that. Because I mean,
That was a really close game.
it was a close
It
game.
was.
If
was a
if
good
it's
game.
1-1, who says they get the tying goal late?
Oh yeah. I don't.
Right.
Johnny had like
Yeah.
3 really good opportunities like in the slot.
Yeah.
And I think one really, really good one in the third period.
Yeah.
So like that could have gone either way.
For sure.
That line is just not scoring too.
But I mean, then we go back to the other game that was important last night, which was the Leafs in Vancouver, where the Leafs blew it. But my thing that I want to talk about is the absolute ridiculousness of the Ted Lindsay fucking
Oh.
moment of silence before the game
Be brutal.
and the fans. Okay, they were chanting "Go Leafs, go" and stuff. That's fine. I get it. But that's Vancouver fans as a whole, because we were at the game on Monday. You couldn't hear fucking anything. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't even hear the AC or the Heat, like nothing in that building on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
there
You could have
was
heard a
fucking
pin.
Disrespectful.
40% Leafs fans in the fucking Saddle Dome on Monday too. So lumping Leafs fans, it's the bad Leafs fans in Vancouver. Fuck
Nope.
you.
We just heard it again tonight
Yeah.
in Edmonton, Vancouver. Dead silent.
Nothing. So like it's just that shit drives me nuts. It's brutal. Anyone who was in that building that was fucking doing any of that garbage, brutal.
You're an idiot.
Brutal. Ted Lindsay.
It's like Hockey Hall of Fame, or like he's a legend.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying anybody. Like I'm not saying it's okay to not care about like somebody else, average. But Ted Lindsay is.
He's like a pinnacle
You know
of
what?
this game.
You know what I think it was? People didn't know who he was.
Which is awful.
I know, but I think that's part of it, and
I-
that's what makes it even worse.
I mean, I agree. Like, obviously, we're doing this podcast because we love the game.
Yeah,
We're not the average fan that just shows up. But,
I-
like, you guys understand there's an award named after this guy.
Yeah, right.
A
Yeah.
pretty substantial award.
Which they said
It's
they
not
would
the
have
s-
said that too,
It's not.
right?
It's not the Selke. Yeah, they did it at the Oilers game,
yeah,
partially
It was
because
too loud.
McDavid's won
You
it.
couldn't hear it
but
like-
they said it at the Flames,
Yeah.
at the Saddle Dome too.
Right. So it's like
everywhere. I
Like
think
you,
It's-
you should fucking know.
they
did.
don't name awards after just everybody.
no?
Yeah,
Right. So it's like I can't believe people were that just
Disrespectful, man.
stupid.
Yeah,
yeah, and
That's what I wanted to talk about. Like the game, whatever. The Leafs, it was a brutal first. It was 0-0. The fact that it was 0-0 between the Leafs and Vancouver.
what was it 2-0 going into the third?
2-0 going to the third for the Leafs, and then the Leafs just like 3 minutes later, like 2-2, and then just like that overtime, they might as well.
Wow.
have
That's
just not even
unfortunate.
showed up.
I think Toronto only had the puck for like 15
I think
seconds.
yeah, I think it was like 23
Of,
seconds,
like,
like
4
something
minutes?
Like, yeah,
or however long it went.
yeah.
That was all Vancouver.
I've heard people today like kind of blaming it on Freddie and stuff. I'm just like,
Well, did
You
you hear?
can't-
Did you guys hear the post game?
no, I don't think so.
So Babcock was saying like, "Oh,
I did hear this.
yeah." I also want to talk about the goalie thing that you mentioned, but he was saying like, "Oh, I couldn't win with the lineup that I had, or I could have played it better."
Yeah, he basically said like
It was
I
like a
didn't.
shot at Dubas or
Well,
something. It was weird.
it's kind of both. Like,
I
yes,
think
it-
he kind of misspoke, but the way you hear it, it's like,
I think so.
My
It-
team wasn't good enough.
he had an
my
awkward.
lineup.
He had a
wasn't good
very
enough.
weird interview because he said a couple things that didn't really make sense,
no.
which Babcock doesn't normally do. That was one of them, saying like he basically said, "I didn't put out the best lineup I could have." Basically, he basically said I made a mistake with the lineup choices tonight. But he also said something about not trusting his third pair, which is fair. That was brutal.
Yeah.
Right, their third pair is horrendous right now.
is that still Hall and
I think it was Hall and Marinson last night.
yeah,
think that's
ugh.
Hot garbage. Is not
It's
Hall.
not gonna cut it,
Hall is
man.
not playing next game.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it.
How much longer is Dermott out? 2 weeks?
Ah, he was
Probably till the playoffs, eh?
yeah, pretty much. I
What they
think
said week to week.
Gardner was week to week, and I think Dermott
Oh,
was 4 weeks.
right.
Oh, Gardner got moved week to week. Ooh.
He was week to week from the beginning.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I thought he was only out for
And
like a
then
week and a half.
also they're missing Kadri, right? Like that's
He's back this weekend though.
hopefully.
and that
Saturday.
Hopefully.
That's what I heard.
he's
Red,
a big
red.
player for that defense.
It's a
too.
concussion.
Yeah, no, he's an everything player for them.
Kadri's a concussion. They are hoping to
They
have him
won't rush
Saturday.
it. They won't rush
Well, that's what they're hoping to have him Saturday, but anything could happen
Yeah,
tonight,
and don't rush that,
tomorrow,
too.
Saturday
No.
morning. So it's like, I mean, I hope he's good. It'd be really nice if he was good because hopefully you can put Kadri back to his third line center spot, potentially move Nylander up with Matthews. Hopefully, for the love of God, get Matthews doing something
Yeah.
because it
it. Yeah.
like we were watching. Nylander didn't really have the greatest game on Monday. He didn't have a great game yesterday either. But at least he's skating. And he looks like he's like physically he's there. Matthews, it's like,
Yeah, a little bit
You know what's-
floaty.
Who do you think of when you say Matthews, his counterpart?
oh, it's Nylander.
No, I was gonna say Line. Like in the
Oh,
NHL.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's weird how they've both had like I wouldn't say an off year, but Matthews
Really
has had
inconsistent.
streaks, and Line's had like
Yes.
he just ghosted,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
right?
It's like I'm gonna come for a month, and,
And
then
you
I'm
know,
just
I
gonna go to
find it
bed.
weird that they both had kind of
Yeah,
that
no, that's
odd
fair.
year.
It's growing pains.
Well, I don't
I
even
mean,
know if it's that.
well, I guess not technically their sophomore year, but it feels like it.
It kind of yes.
Like
third
it feels
year.
like the sophomore slump.
Yeah,
does. It does
in a
very
way,
much.
it's like they're losing focus and just thinking that their skills are going to take them everywhere.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. When, it takes a lot of effort.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can't just rely on, like,
Yeah, we
for
talked
Line
about
A.
that previously. It was like, well, if you're in a slump, you just have to work harder
Yeah.
instead of like,
Which
right?
a guy like Line and a guy like Nylander, I don't know if that's really in their
No.
DNA.
They're,
But a guy like Matthews,
maybe
he's
yeah.
a big boy. He should be able to just outwork guys.
Well, just a center, right? You have to
Yeah.
get in those areas.
right. I'm not
Mhm.
like I'm not saying I expect fucking Matthews to be like Jamie Benn,
What? Fight people?
but I expect him to use his size to take the puck away sometimes.
Well, just positioning. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Again, this is the weird thing. Like Matthews is 30 goals ish, right?
It's crazy. That's a bad year.
Yeah, that's what I was
well,
gonna
bad
say.
stretches. Bad
Yeah,
stretches.
right. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
And then Line A's almost
yeah,
there
we've
too.
talked about that with Line A.
Oh, it's
Exactly.
the end of
So
week.
it's crazy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I hope from like Saturday, but it's Babcock, so it drives me nuts. But the other thing I thought Babcock said weird was that they were looking at this might even pregame actually. I can't remember. But he said that they plan on Freddie playing like 46 or 56 games.
Do you remember we had this conversation? What's the perfect number?
No, that's not. But
I know.
Sure.
I just thought it was odd because you and me made a joke. It was like how to split the difference.
Yeah.
56.
yeah.
And it's 56, like almost on the dot.
But the thing that's weird about that is they have 16 games left,
it's half and half. That's what he's saying.
and it's half and half.
I know.
But then they didn't play
No way that
him
happens.
against Vancouver. Like, why didn't they play Sparks against Vancouver?
Unless Frederick Anderson has an injury, that makes zero sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It
like
won't
they
happen.
only have 3 back-to-backs left, so that's
3.
15 and 3, or sorry, 13 and 3.
Unless Boston.
So you're telling me there's
just-
gonna be another 5 games there?
Well, no, they're fighting for home advantage at this point.
Yeah, which,
Probably against Boston.
but that's the thing.
So-
Like, I posted today on the Facebook page, right? Like, Boston is playing for their 18th straight point per, like 18th straight game with a
They're
point,
hot,
Yeah.
even without Pasternak.
even without Pasternak. This
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
The Bruins are scary, man.
Well, DeBrusque and
and
Krejci
sorry,
That
they're-
line.
stepped up.
the Bruins
Krejci.
aren't fighting for that 18th straight game. They got it. They beat Florida.
Oh, they came back and beat
Yeah.
him, eh?
I also was
Krejci.
watching that broadcast. Florida is the 31st worst team in the league with holding leads
Leads.
after 2.
That
Surprise!
must be so frustrating as a
Oh god,
That's the worst stat ever.
I was
fan.
pretty
It's like the
un-
opposite of the Flames.
I was pretty
Yeah.
unhappy with how the Leafs played last night. Oh, that was actually funny too in the broadcast of the Leafs game last night. I can't remember what the media guy's name was.
Broadcaster?
But they were interviewing Hainsey in the second intermission, and they said, "So the Leafs are 32-0 with a second period or 2-0 or 2-goal lead going into the third. Don't think you guys are going to change much going into the third period tonight." He's like, "Oh, thanks for bringing that up."
Yeah.
Chicken
And
right.
then after the game, he tweeted it out and said, "Oh, I didn't mean to jinx him,
Yeah,
dude."
dick.
It's always that always happens,
Always,
right?
always.
The minute you bring something up like that, it's
You
like
could-
it's like the S word.
just
Never
exactly.
say it.
Just don't bring it up to the
Just
player. You can bring it up in the booth.
think
whatever.
it and shut up. That's it.
Until that clock hits 0, you do not say that word.
Do not even mention it.
But again, back to Boston though, like they've gone 18 games in a row with points.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rask is back to his usual self.
Yeah,
Halak
Halak's played
still,
well.
Like
They have a really good tandem.
that's crazy.
They're
They-
still 17 points behind Tampa Bay.
I know
which
it's so
is
dumb.
Well, that's like record. That's a record season. Other
It's
than
insane.
Detroit in
It's-
whatever year that was.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's
The gap is
they could
crazy.
beat it, can't they? It's like statistically, if they win enough,
yeah,
they can
maybe.
beat it, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't see it happening, but it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And then the Leafs are 2 points back behind Boston, but that's not real because Boston has a game in hand.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
But yeah, Boston. The
many
thing
games
is
left? 16?
too.
Boston has
yeah.
16. Yeah,
Yeah.
Leafs
So,
have 15.
That's still a lot of games.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
This is all going to change,
Right, like 4 points is not too much to make up for if you're the Leafs.
especially if
but-
you're playing in your division against one of them.
Yeah, oh yeah, which they
That's
do.
huge.
Well, they don't have any Boston games left.
Like-
They have Tampa left.
Yeah.
And then they have the Islanders again and a couple others. But it's, again, back to the Freddie games played thing. Like, basically, if he's speaking the truth about
It doesn't make sense.
56. So that's because of the game he played last night. That means Freddie's at 47. That means somehow Garrett Sparks is going to get 8 out of 15. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why you even say that, because that's not going to happen.
That's
So,
why like it's weird because
This
it's
is
like
why I don't get that press conference.
I don't
Why would
either.
he even say
Yeah.
any
Yeah,
of
why
it?
do you need to say
that's,
that?
That's why I'm
Because
saying
now
like
if he does that and Frederick Anderson is cold in the playoffs, it's like, well, why would
Why
you
did
do
you
that?
There's
Yeah.
so many
Why did you
things
think
that could go
It's-
wrong with him saying that. Like, that could
it's-
go against contradicting it. Like,
Yeah, it's like Dubas saying, "I'll sign on everybody," right?
yeah,
You didn't need to put that pressure
No.
on yourself,
you didn't.
or put it out there so people like us could talk about it. I'm glad
Yeah.
you did.
Oh yeah, well
That's
that's it.
something to talk about.
It's kind of the
But like, there
Double-edged
was
sword
no
there.
need to even address that because it's
Yeah.
not an issue.
it's
If
no one's
Frederick
wondering
Anderson-
that too
Yeah,
much,
If
right?
Frederick Anderson is hurt and it's like, so what's your plan moving forward? And he's
Yeah.
like, well, we're just going to split the time. Like,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. But to just
Yeah.
outright say,
He
our
could-
best goalie is not going to play half the games for the rest of the year,
which
you're like, what?
I mean that's kind of fine.
Like, he didn't say that directly, but he kind of did by saying
Yeah.
56.
But the weird part
or he
to me-
listens to us and was like, wow,
That's
is
a
the
nice
perfect
number.
Maybe. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna
That's
go.
the number.
We're gonna go with that. Babcock contacted us and said,
Yeah.
"Can I use this?"
Bench
Yeah.
boys. Who are these guys?
These guys
These
are
guys are
geniuses.
smart.
This guy likes Pickard. He knows what he's talking about.
I like him too.
I like this guy too.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those things. It was a weird it was a weird press conference
was
for
really
Babcock
weird.
because
It was just a lot of stuff.
he never says that. He never does that.
Well, it's
and
just-
he had a couple where you're just
There was
like,
a lot of reading between the lines for everything he said. It was
Yeah.
like, what? Why did you even say half
which
that?
normally he's pretty good about saying nothing, but
Right.
saying
He might
a
have
lot.
just been frustrated and
Oh,
started venting.
Some
I'm
kind of
sure.
stress
Like,
made him
Fred-
do it.
Yeah, he thought Frederick Anderson had a bad period. He was, fuck, he's not playing half the games now. Right? You never
That'd be
know.
Yeah, who
ridiculous.
knows? Maybe he
knows?
said that, and then later that night he's like, "I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Oh, wait, I thought we
Damn
only,
it, Mike!"
I thought
Well,
we only had 10 more games.
Same thing, right? If Freddie decides he wants to play 10 of these 15, he's gonna play 10 of
Yeah.
these 15.
Yeah.
Because
Especially if it's close with Boston at the end.
well, I don't even think
They're
it's
gonna
that.
play.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's an issue. I think the
Oh,
issue.
I think it is.
I don't think that's an issue if Freddie is ready to go.
Freddie's ready.
Yeah, if Freddie's ready, Freddie can have whatever he wants because getting home ice doesn't fucking matter if
I think it matters.
getting home ice doesn't fucking matter if Freddie plays like he played in Game 7 last year. It doesn't matter.
I
It
agree.
doesn't matter. So why burn him out?
So this is
Why play him 12 out of the last
I think this
15
is the
games if
argument.
that's going to happen?
burn him out or make sure he's on a roll.
That's what I'm saying,
Right?
right? Like
that's a balance.
that's
for
why
a coach.
Freddie gets what he wants, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
Yeah, and if he's
he
tired,
if
if
I-
he plays hot garbage in Game 7, whether it's in Toronto or in Boston, it doesn't matter.
it all comes down to that.
So
Well, actually, you
it's
see
not
it
worth it.
today. Bobrovsky is in the
not
press
e-
box.
not even dressed. We were going to get to
Press
that.
box. Yeah. So
It's just jumping all over the place. We're going to get
it's-
there.
Talk about goes. Well, I'll leave it.
But yeah, so like I don't know, it's that, and I don't. Babcock never does that, so I just don't know what to do with that
He's-
information.
He probably just vented a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
People gave him the opportunity to talk. So
He's always got that platform in
Yeah.
front of his face too, right?
Which,
And
but,
if he's
I mean,
in that weird mood or whatever, it's
Yeah.
easy to just throw it out your mouth.
so does every coach, though, right?
Exactly.
Torts.
For the most part.
So I
Prime
mean, now that you
example.
brought it up, we might as well talk about Columbus.
Good segue.
What a ridiculous.
I kind
place
of get
they're in.
it though.
I don't.
I kind of get it
Why?
because Kincaid hasn't played.
Yeah, so he's sitting on the bench.
No. So what I'm saying,
Yeah,
I would have rather played Kincaid and had Corpusalo as the backup.
Yeah, but they
And
didn't do
just-
that.
I know, but I kind of get I get why you dress him.
I don't.
You give Bob a day off. He's
Oh,
played 15
man.
of the last
Fuck.
16.
What a rough life it is to put your gear on and sit on a bench. Oof.
I do, but it might.
I mean,
it might be just a maintenance day,
Like I get it from your
or there
like,
could be something else.
I get it from your perspective because it's like you have the choice, so why not? But the reason he's played so much is because they're in a really tight race, and you decide this is the time you're going to give him a break
Pittsburgh,
in a
yeah,
4-point
that's a tough
game.
So the other thing too,
In a
Is-
important.
they're
important.
outside looking
That's a
in.
4-point game, and you just we're gonna play our backup goalie.
Bob has
Yeah.
a really bad record against Pittsburgh, so that could be part of it.
That's
You never know.
tough. Torch the
I don't know,
analytics.
yeah,
Torques the analytics guy for
Yeah.
sure.
He's always on that.
percentage over the last 10 games of Pittsburgh is unacceptable.
Clearly worked out for Columbus though. They lost 3-0.
Did
Yeah.
they actually?
Yeah,
Oh, that's brutal. Oh, maybe good for me.
Murray.
No,
Oh,
I got Getzel and Phil.
part of you.
Yeah.
But right, it's just like I don't know. I don't get it. If you want to do it against like Florida, or if you want to do it against
A weaker team, yes.
some fucking team from the West that you're not racing with, that's fine.
Well,
Yeah,
they played
that's
Pittsburgh
weird.
again on Saturday.
On Saturday, it's a home and home, and they decided to sit their best goalie, who's
Well,
not exactly
you know
been a
he's gonna play
superstar.
on Saturday.
Oh yeah, well you fucking
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
They spent all of their future, all of it.
If
I
they,
love it.
If they don't get in,
It's hilarious. I'm gonna laugh.
the
very
GM
hard.
better just pack his bags and walk out the
How
door.
how ridiculous would it
That
be?
would be
Hold on.
crazy.
We didn't really talk about this too much on the trade deadline episode. How ridiculous would it be if they miss and win the lottery, and then
Oh
Ottawa
my
doesn't
God.
get that pick
Right.
until next year?
That would be. Oh,
Holy
man.
fuck, that would be ridiculous. that
I hope. What
would,
would they have? They'd
Oh.
probably be like what? They'd be like 17th or 18th, probably around there.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if they miss.
if they miss, I'm sure they
So
don't
they'd
miss.
probably
It'd
have
be
like what,
like
less than 1%
right
or
on
some
the half.
shit.
Yeah,
That'd be so
but
funny.
it'd be like, but the thing is, they can win first, second, or third.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that counts. Like that's what they picked themselves or protected themselves from.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if they get a top 3 pick and like
The top 3 are pretty decent too.
well, yeah, right.
Which,
And I'm not,
which
like,
trade was that? That was with
I
the Duchesne one?
think that that was definitely the Duchesne
Yeah,
one.
okay. I don't remember what the Dzingel one was.
Dzingel was.
I'm surprised that
second.
was 2. I don't get that.
We
Yeah, we
said that.
talked
I know,
about
you guys
that.
talked about it. Oh, wait. I want that trade again.
I think
Yeah,
some-
exactly, right?
Yeah.
I think
Just
somehow
seems so weird.
Dorian wanted to separate them so he could be like, "This is what we got for Duchesne
Or he was shopping them.
compared to what." Yeah, maybe that could have
He
been
was
it
just
too.
shopping
Right?
both of them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
the
never
whole
know. He
thing
could have
was-
had a different deal going for Dzingel or something. And
The whole
Sure
thing
he
was
did.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but that would be the biggest like
It would just
flop.
It would just
Whatever
be
you wanna call it that.
such a gong show for Ottawa. Like for this to happen to any team, it would be Ottawa.
Yeah. It's
100%.
it just feels right.
Yeah, exactly.
the year's just taking a big old shit
yeah,
on them.
so why not just
Why not
fucking-
just get it over with?
What
We
else can go wrong?
just
Yeah.
take all the bad karma, get it out of the way.
Yeah, maybe that'll happen. Then the next year they'll get this nice new arena downtown. They'll get first overall somehow in 2021.
and then the fire the fire burns down the rink.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
So, okay, we're talking about Ottawa now.
All right.
Friday, the day after the podcast, I kind of forgot we didn't talk about it last week because I thought it happened before last week.
Oh god.
Of all things Ottawa, right? Like, we just talked about how much shit has happened in Ottawa.
It is a tar fire. that
They
place.
decide, you know what? Let's add some more gasoline to this fire and fire our coach.
Okay, so this is what makes 0 sense to me. He comes out on Monday and says, I've made my coach's job so hard by basically selling all the best players. He's our coach. I support our coach.
4 days
4
later.
days later.
Why did they
I
do
made up my
that?
mind yesterday. I just wanted to sleep on it. We
He's
gotta-
fired.
Yeah, he's
do
fired.
that?
Our play was unacceptable. And yet they they outshot the team that they played. I can't remember who, like 37 to something. Like they played really good.
From
They
the
played
outside, it seems really weird.
It's the owner saying get rid of him.
I
That's the only thing that
think
makes
that's
sense.
kind of it. For me, the weird part about it is in a time when your team has no offensive skill aside from Brady Tkachuk, is that not the coach that you want to run a defensive style for
just
your team to
don't
have some
get
sort of chance?
Why they would not let him finish the season.
Well, that too, right? Like Boucher, but okay, so
I don't know Crawford at all.
Well, What do you mean you don't know Mark Crawford?
I've never followed him, so I don't know if.
Well, he
he's
was
any
super
good.
legit in Vancouver. Not really.
I don't know if you can say that.
So I don't know.
Hey,
how
hey,
good he's done
hey!
in the
Be
past.
nice. He was Austin Matthews' coach in.
Oh my god.
Was he? Yeah, I think. Yeah, he was Austin Matthews' coach. In
That
Sweden.
changes.
Yeah, it does.
But no, I'm like, unless this guy's like a next guy.
Well, no, Mark Crawford's not.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
the future.
So it just doesn't make sense why this happened now.
Well, so from what I've heard from an Ottawa fan, we know,
Oh, Rob.
is apparently Boucher wasn't a huge fan of playing kids,
Oh, and that's all they're gonna do now.
and that's all they have now.
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense. With, I mean, it's 20 games, or now it's 15 or 16 games. So I get it. You have nothing to play for, so you might as well just play your kids,
But-
try and get them some experience, all that stuff. And I get it if the coach wasn't the guy for that, or maybe he wasn't teaching the right things, or whatever. Maybe it was a case of the room just didn't like the coach anymore, and they were sick of
Could
it.
have been it. The
Right?
new
That could
voice.
very well be
Right.
it, right? And you don't want your new kids learning that garbage.
So that's what I
Or
was.
being
Edmonton.
around that kind of atmosphere.
So that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you're gonna play your kids, I almost even wouldn't this year because it is such a crazy, shitty atmosphere. Just keep them, half of them, the good ones, in the minors, and bring up the.
Yeah,
fringe
I
ones.
mean that's an option too, but you got to play somebody,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Like they
They don't
and you-
have.
It's not like you're gonna play your bottom six
Well, they
in
got
your
Cap
AHL
now.
team. Yeah, that's
They
Yeah.
could do some
that's
interesting things. in
my
the offseason.
favorite thing coming up for the summer. I think
They could be a big.
is
gonna
to
be
see how
such-
they manage to get to the floor.
It's going to be so hard to
Talk
sign
to
people.
Edmonton, and they'll get to the floor.
Just hire Shirelli. He'll do it.
Yeah.
Lucic, $6 million.
We gotta get that guy. We gotta.
Did you see Calvin Pickard?
Yo, go out and
4
get
years,
Troy
$4.5
Brower.
million.
Troy Brower,
Troy Brower.
$4.5 million.
Does,
The-
does Dennis Weidman
the
still
thing
want
is,
to play? get him out here.
The thing is, though, that's not what Ottawa's going to want. Ottawa's going to want those Pavel Datsyuk contracts, the Chris Pronger contracts,
I think what they're
the
gonna
no money high cap contracts is what they
I
want.
think what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna take some bad contracts, but also take some pieces with them.
Well, yeah, duh.
That's
No, they're
yeah,
going to
how you
take
do
bad
it.
contracts for fun.
No, but you get what I'm saying.
What
Like
the f-
Edmonton would be a great team.
Easy,
to,
Reddit.
Edmonton would be a good team to actually.
Sure, but what good pieces are you going to get?
It's draft picks.
What draft picks?
It's probably not next year, but 2 years from now.
I don't know, man. It's
Get to that salary
He could do
salary
Puljujärvi
cap
if he
top.
wanted to.
yeah.
in 2021.
Maybe somehow the Leafs will be able to talk Marlowe into waiving his no trade clause and go to Ottawa.
Not happening.
No, probably not.
No, I don't think a guy wants to finish his career there.
No,
Yeah.
I'd imagine not.
I wouldn't even want to start a career there.
Nope. So yeah, that's the that's the Senators. I mean, it's just the hard part about it is the fact that, like, obviously somebody like Melnick signed off on it. The guy that
I
perennially
think he's the
doesn't
one
want to
that
spend money.
Made it happen.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
But there was something going on there. They probably made the right choice, ish. But it's
I don't
just
think it
from the
matters
outside.
that
It
much.
looks, well, that's true too.
I think what they needed was no headlines.
Well, that's
for the
what I'm
next
saying.
3 months,
That's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have.
and they should have just went to bed.
Yeah,
Went to bed. do nothing.
Turn your phone off.
they should have
Bring up the
basically
kids that have potential, and then do nothing.
went in the room and said, "Play out the season, boys. It was a good year. See you later."
Don't get
it
last.
was a year.
Yeah, it was a
Make
year.
make sure we don't get last.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except
Don't make it harder on us.
Yeah,
than it-
make
than
sure
it
we
has to be.
don't get the Hughes fucking
Yeah, right.
ghost haunting us for the next 10 years.
they're winning the lottery regardless. Actually, no. Sorry.
it does feel.
If I was a betting man, it would be Edmonton and then Ottawa as the favorite to win the draft lottery.
if
we
history-
go by history, Edmonton's a lock.
Right? I'll take the odds on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's they're just too much. They're so
That's what
bad.
I'm saying. They just needed to stop.
Yeah, that's what I thought
Like
too.
their fans must just like. Well, we know a few, but like, it's just like non-stop.
I couldn't imagine being a Sens fan. I couldn't imagine being an Oilers fan either, but a Sens fan right now
Oh,
might
it's
be
brutal.
absolutely the worst.
Yeah, it's pretty
Right?
bad.
Like, we've talked about it here before. This would be okay. Watching your team be this shitty and unload all this shit, getting all this picks and stuff back, and prospects and all this stuff, would be okay. Except for the fact you don't have your first round pick. And finishing last does you no good.
Yep.
I couldn't do it.
That Duchesne trade is gonna haunt them
For a
years.
long time.
And Sakic looks like a genius.
Yep.
Genius.
Just, I don't know, man. Sakic, he held on to Duchesne for so long.
If Sakic and Yasmin have taught any GM out there is patience with trouble players.
Yeah.
Like Drouin and Duchesne, they got good returns by not panicking.
Yeah,
Mhm.
basically.
And they waited for the right offer. And I think it's, well, not Ottawa, but it's worked out on almost every other side. Nashville, I guess you could say.
Pretty much. Yeah, because even Montreal, I think it worked out for. But,
Yeah.
I mean, Yzerman,
Legend.
it looked
It didn't
like
look,
it was a good trade. But
Yeah.
this year is not working out
It's-
for.
Last year it looked great.
Yeah.
This year it looks not so great.
Yeah.
So
So,
talking Sergachev.
yeah, Sergachev.
I think
is-
Sergeyev's going to be good.
I think it'll be fine
Yeah.
too.
He's
but
just
it's
having a weird year.
This year,
Yeah.
it's like, whew.
Sophomore year, like we were talking about.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yep.
Team's too good. He just looks bad now. In
Yeah.
comparison.
That's the problem.
Yeah, everyone else is too good.
Yeah.
He just looks normal.
It's just that's what's also funny is he just hasn't got the attention because how bad he's been playing. It's just like whatever.
I think McDonough, as soon as they got McDonough, his place kind of got.
Well,
Push
yeah,
back,
which is
right?
fine.
He's
Oh,
been
yeah.
a good fit there too.
Yeah. Well, he's only, 20, 21, so a lot of years. to
Oh
figure it out.
yeah, lots of time.
So, shall we talk about the weekend?
Pull her up.
I mean, tonight, obviously, we had the decent game. Well, I mean, should have been decent with Pittsburgh and Columbus, but I don't know. That's going to make Saturday so much more important for Columbus.
Because I wasn't able to watch it, I hope that was a really rough game.
I
Because
hope
that'll
so.
make Saturday's game even
Yeah,
better.
Saturday might be
Yeah.
like.
So I'll watch
Must
that
watch.
one. I'll watch that one for sure.
But, I mean, Friday, there's not a whole lot. Winnipeg's playing Carolina.
Hey, that's a big game.
That is
Huge.
big.
You know
That's-
what? You
if
know
we're
what's-
talking about Boston and shit and
You know what's-
Pittsburgh, that's a big game
An
for
interest-
Carolina
Oh, for
I was
Carolina,
just gonna
sure.
say an interesting game on Friday.
and Columbus.
is the Carolina
Like
game.
the reason Columbus is not in the playoffs is because of Carolina.
That's true.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah, I forgot.
Now
about that,
whose
actually.
pick dark horse pick is paying off?
That's true. So yeah, I forgot Carolina moved up into third. So
Oh, okay. One thing so Carolina Boston just played, right?
yeah.
One thing that Jack Edwards said that he nailed.
What?
Um,
That's impossible.
I know, right?
That's absolutely
It's
impossible.
really unheard of. But Dougie Hamilton wears number 19.
I heard about this the other day.
They were okay. So both games, or the next game and that game, they're wearing their Hartford Whalers jerseys.
Yeah, this happened.
Same
while
organization.
Ago. Sort
That
of.
number is
sort of.
yeah,
Retired, yeah.
but
yeah, this got brought up a lot. Like this got brought up after the first time.
Kinda
they-
yeah,
weird.
that's sad. He's wearing a retired jersey for Hartford Whalers.
Yeah.
He shouldn't
for
have done
John McKenzie.
He
That
should-
is brutal,
He should have changed the number.
and
For-
that's
for
on
that-
Carolina too.
But
Two
that's
games
the thing. It's
that
not on.
they wear.
It's not on Dougie.
It's not.
It's
It's
not
not,
at all on
fully
Dougie.
on
But
Dougie.
some-
I don't
in
think
that-
it's any on Dougie.
Someone in that organization.
You're telling me if a player got retired in Atlanta, you'd remember?
Well, no, but
That's my point.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying.
That's my point. It's on the organization.
Exactly.
yeah.
Someone
If,
should
like
have
It's
said-
not
the
on
majority.
Dougie. It's
is
not on Dougie at all.
Yeah,
No. He's just wearing his normal number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
came and said,
He
"Can I have
probably
19?"
doesn't even know.
Exactly.
Right?
And
He's
it's
just
at
going
the
out
same
there
time,
playing.
right? It's not really on the organization.
Eh,
It was sorry. I'm not done. It's not really on the organization to necessarily honor that retired jersey from Hartford,
I guess.
right?
but-
Like the thing is, everybody's everybody's talking about this as if the Carolina Hartford thing was like it was a good move. Like when Carolina moved from Hartford, they wanted to become Carolina. They wanted to split everything, every tie from Hartford. The only reason they're wearing Hartford jerseys right now is so they can make money.
I like that jersey.
Yeah, which is
I love
also
that jersey
sad.
too.
I like
and
the green.
because
It is.
that's just such a sad marketing
But when-
squad over there.
But the thing is,
Jerks.
again,
Those
it's
guys
also
are
not
jerks.
it's also
Big
not
jerks.
this current regiment's problem.
No.
They weren't there for when they bought the Hurricanes or
But-
bought the Whalers and moved them into Carolina.
yeah.
So that's the thing. That organization has never honored those jerseys
yeah, so
ever.
exactly. So
But,
why the
like,
hell are they even wearing
What I
them?
would say, like,
to make money.
Here's
And
the-
that's why the jersey retirement and wearing the 19 heart.
here's a good example. Like, you know, let's say 10 years from now, Calgary goes way down and sells back to Atlanta or whatever. And someone wears the 16 when they put on the Flames jersey. That would cheese off everyone in this city.
Yeah, but that's the
But
thing.
that's what I'm saying.
that's the thing
they
that doesn't
should have
matter.
known not to do
But
it.
that's the thing that doesn't matter. If the Flames move from Calgary, it's not that organization's problem to make Calgarians happy.
I know, but everyone from Calgary would be like, "Oh, they're wearing the jersey. Let's watch."
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
And everyone pick up. Like,
But at the
"Whoa,
same
you can't wear
time,
that jersey.
At the same time, if you compare it to fucking football right now, not that football retires jerseys, that doesn't
I was
happen.
gonna say.
But San Diego just moved to LA. Not a single fan from San Diego gives a fuck about the LA Chargers. They don't. Because they're pissed.
Well,
They're
and
pissed that they moved.
Their rosters changed so much.
Well,
in a year.
but that's what I
the
mean. Like
craziest
it's
Yeah.
that's not like it's way different to be like, oh man, if the Flames moved to Houston and they wore the Calgary Flames jerseys, I'd care.
I get your point. It's a
I don't think you
different
would. I
place,
think you would
different
be pissed.
organization at this point. But if they're gonna pay homage, if you want to say it that way, they should have realized.
I think that was
that's-
just in really bad taste.
Yeah, it was just a mistake.
I
And
think
Dougie shouldn't be. He shouldn't have to deal with any of this.
Oh,
Well,
no.
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. I don't think this is on Dougie at all. But
No.
I also like people are looking at this at face value, like, oh, the Hurricanes are
The right thing to do.
basically
would
going
to be
retro
not
and using
wear
their
that
old
jersey.
jerseys. But the split and like the move, it wasn't a woohoo, yay, we're going to make money in Carolina. That was a fuck Hartford's losing their team. This big rich guy bought it and moved it to Carolina.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the thing that people are missing. That's the very big middle portion that changes this whole jersey retirement thing.
I think it does, but
It's, it cheats
The Atlanta
people off,
Thrashers
that's all.
never retired a jersey, but if they did, it wouldn't still be in that rink.
How long did they have a team?
I know it wouldn't be in the
That's
rink,
not
but I think just historically, that's just a bad move.
It's just not
Like, that's
classy.
just a
Yeah.
classless. I don't know. That's not good. I
It's
don't know.
not. They shouldn't.
I don't
have
like
done
it.
is all.
You're also talking about a poor organization,
Yeah, that's true.
like a bad organization. Like it's
New
why does
owner.
it surprise you?
I don't know. It surprised me that they're wearing the jerseys too. It's
I
just
still like it.
why?
I like it.
They're
Man,
they're
they
one
look
of the
like
best.
Dallas.
They're,
Now. That's the problem.
There's not enough green in the NHL.
They're one of-
Realistically, yeah.
Yeah, there's
they're
not.
definitely one of the best jerseys ever.
I like it. Well, when I saw Mrazek, I was like, "Wow, Mrazek got traded to Dallas." Oh, never mind.
Right?
'Cause
Yeah.
he was like, "I like."
I know.
my
I turned on
pads."
that game. I'm like,
I think the other
Dallas
thing.
and Boston. Okay.
I think the other thing that's hard is there any other teams that don't have teams anymore that retired jerseys?
I don't know.
Probably
Did the Nordiques?
That's what I'm
the only
wondering.
team
I don't
can
think
think
they
of.
even retired a jersey though, did they?
That's what I'm wondering. Like that, they didn't really have a thing like a historic
No, yeah.
case to go off of.
I don't think they. Well, like, yeah.
But part what I do agree with you, Jared, is I don't even think they thought about it.
No,
Yeah, which is I don't know.
everyone. It's part of that organization is probably too young to even know what jerseys are retired.
Yeah,
Right.
Are you looking it up?
yeah, I'm looking it up to see,
Nordiques?
but I don't think any of the like they're. So this is the Avalanche.
No, I don't. Well, that was like 20 years ago.
Which when they moved?
Yeah, be close.
96, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. So they did have technically they had a case to go off. The Colorado Avalanche unretired 4 numbers from the Nordiques
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
and are free to anyone who wants them, is what this article says.
What were the numbers?
If
If you can't find them,
That
whatever.
kind of sucks. Unretire. I guess
Yeah,
it's
that's so
I guess
weird.
it's a different town,
But
different.
that's a different jersey, though, right?
Yeah.
And a different, yeah.
nah, not really. What do you mean?
Well, if they put on
If
the
Colorado
Northeast or
wore the Nordiques jersey, are they gonna re-retire those jerseys for those
No.
numbers for a
Oh,
second?
no.
That's my point, right? So then that's the same thing,
yeah, I guess.
right? So that's the issue. I feel like people, Colorado and the Quebec move is kind of a similar thing. Like that wasn't a welcome sight,
Do you not realize?
But they don't wear
this is the
Nordiques
society
jerseys.
where
but they could just as easily wear Nordiques jerseys.
people
But
get
they haven't.
offended.
but they
so
could, right? Like in
easily.
this theory, like literally Carolina was just like, we're wearing them.
Well, I know, but that's why I just think it's sad. That's stupid.
So then
Why?
you're more of an issue. What you have is wearing the jerseys. Never mind the retirement. Period.
I like.
Well, like the
jerseys.
retirement's part of the jerseys.
I think
That's
it's-
what it is to me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get both points of view. I still would. I like that they wear the jerseys because I like watching them playing the jerseys because you're like, oh, that's different, and they should have, I guess, maintained the past organization's retirement of the.
It, well, the funny thing
that's
about
my
it too
point.
is that they're playing in Boston, which is like where that's where
it's
the
close,
Whalers were,
yeah.
right? That's where Hartford is, right?
Yeah.
It's in New England.
It's close. I don't know if it's exactly there.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know, whatever.
Wasn't the best.
So I don't remember. I don't know what numbers this is. Numbers it is, but J.C. Tremblay was retired in Quebec. Mark Tardif, Michael Goulet, and Peter Stastny.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It's 26 is Stastny. 16 was Goulet. 8 was Tardif, and
Eight's got worn a lot,
3.
my number.
Yeah, 3 was Tremblay.
and 3's got worn a lot.
Yeah,
too, I
right. So
guess.
it's I don't
26
know,
probably.
It's
as
one of
well.
those things. A lot of time when you move, that franchise part gets cut off. The Flames didn't necessarily do that with the Atlanta portion because they have worn. I think they've worn the Atlanta Flames jersey before.
Yeah, I
it's not
think you're
exact-
right.
Not
It's-
for as long as I
It's
can.
it's not
remember.
exactly
I
a
don't know,
crazy jersey. It's
They've
just an A
obviously
instead of
paid
C.
homage with like
Homage. Are you
homage.
super English now?
Homage. Homage. But just with the retro colors, right?
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
that all the time. But
But I mean, anyway, back to not Carolina because everybody comes here for Carolina content.
remember when Cam Ward was good?
So yeah, Jared, you're right. The Winnipeg Carolina game is huge. Actually, I forgot about Carolina being.
It's
in-
just big for Carolina.
the Metro is ridiculous. The Metro is so.
It got
Well-
shaken up so much.
This is the problem with this.
Islanders.
This is the problem with the freaking NHL standings right now. The Leafs are third in the Atlantic, and they're 8 points up on a wild card spot. Carolina is third in the Metro, and they're tied with the wild card.
Yeah. It's like that in both conferences too.
Yeah, it
which is just weird.
Well, that's why Columbus is. Well, they're gonna have a hard time getting in their division, right?
Well, no, I think they have an easier. Montreal has a hard time getting in their division.
Oh, I guess yeah, they're good.
Montreal's got 8 points to make up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Montreal has 2 spots at least.
I mix
At
them
least-
up. I mix the divisions up.
At least Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Columbus have 3 spots to fight for instead of just 2.
Isn't that crazy that Carolina could edge out Pittsburgh?
Yeah. I think it's so. Yeah.
just-
I
It's
think
so
big-
good.
I think
That's
combo.
crazy.
I think the fact that Carolina and Columbus could edge out Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I can believe Columbus. Carolina, I cannot believe.
I can believe Columbus after the deadline. I don't know if I could have believed it.
Even the
beginning of year.
Islanders staying so hot over the last month,
yeah.
and Leonard maybe he's hurt. Like it's crazy.
Well, I
that
don't
they're
know.
still
Leonard
winning.
gets this bruised ego. It seems like once in a while when he gets lit the fuck up.
I'm injured. My soul is injured. I need a break.
I need a break.
I mean, he did get run over by
Brady?
Brady Tkachuk and his defenseman because defensemen are still real smart in the NHL and they
Like,
just
he's
throw
going.
throw guys onto their goalie.
So
Smart,
dumb.
smart.
He can take it.
So I mean, it is what it is. But we'll see if he gets back. But even then, Grace has been pretty good. So
Yeah, no, he was really good in the beginning.
Yeah.
They've kind of
flip flop.
flip flopped, and Leonard was unbelievable in January and February.
Mhm.
Another barn burner tomorrow, Minnesota and Florida. Woo!
No, thank you.
Saturday, There's actually a lot of solid
San
games on
Jose,
Saturday.
St. Louis. That's my game to watch.
Yeah, that's gonna be spicy.
That will be a good one. Yes.
And I almost want to watch Detroit Tampa just to see how bad Detroit does.
That's probably just a game that Tampa will lose. Just be
Could you? It probably
be like what? It'll be like
that is how it
5-1
usually
Detroit.
goes.
It's definitely a trap game for sure. It's
Yeah,
definitely a
right.
game that Tampa Bay is looking past, I would assume.
Oh yeah, third line guy is out there for 20 minutes.
But I mean, like, it's Matthews and Marner, version 2.
Version 2.
We'll see if Matthews actually, plays for Edmonton this time instead of the Toronto fans, because clearly he didn't want to play in front of his family.
That's in Edmonton, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was in Toronto last time.
Yeah.
But that's again a big game because the Leafs are trying to catch Boston.
They
Not
need
so much
every
for.
point they can
I mean,
get.
Edmonton is trying to stay in the race,
I
but
think Sparks will start that one. So
yeah, I don't
I
know.
was gonna say.
I was gonna say, you think like I would have played him against Vancouver and not on Hockey Night in Canada.
Markstrom played good, man. That was a good game.
Yeah, but that's
I know. I would have done the
I'm
same.
not talking about Markstrom. I'm talking about the Leafs goalies here,
I know.
right? Like I don't get it. I just don't get
I
it.
don't get it.
I mean, I think Edmonton's. I don't know.
So good.
I'm trying to say, like, I don't know if I think Vancouver's a lesser team or
I
if
gotta
Edmonton's a
ask.
lesser team.
Do you remember you were saying
Edmonton for
your
sure.
buddy was saying,
But like,
20
They
Vancouver's-
shouldn't be.
20%
Yeah.
chance Edmonton's
they are.
getting in. How hard has your buddy's tune changed in the last 3 weeks?
he still thinks they're gonna make it. What it-
50% chance
He,
now.
I saw a text
You
message.
still think Edmonton's gonna make it?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
yeah. He
Delusional.
he sent me a
Holy
ridiculous. Well, he
That's
didn't
how you
send.
know how devoted Edmonton fans
He didn't
are
send-
if they're still fans.
He didn't send me a ridiculous text. He texted somebody else and they sent it to me. But he said something along the lines of Draisaitl with the Rocket and the Oilers make the playoffs. I was like, oh yeah, for sure.
I trust Phoenix more.
He's got to
had
be the only
Arizona
fan of
more
the
than I do.
Oilers that thinks that.
The Athletics projections had the Oilers at like a
Like-
7% chance of making the playoffs. Never
Sounds
mind
about right.
making the final.
Yeah, not a chance.
Making the final.
Like I think the Flames have like a 99.99% chance of making the playoffs.
Win the cup, of course.
No, they're not winning the cup.
Yeah, it's happening.
You need 2 goals. You need
This
a
time
goalie.
it's
to-
gonna be in.
Plan the parade, buddy.
All right. What else do we got on Saturday?
I like the
Pittsburgh,
confidence.
Columbus.
Pittsburgh Columbus is back to
Yeah.
second game of the
Those are the
back-to-back.
2 games I'm going to try to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Vancouver Vegas honestly has that's the late game on Saturday. That's definitely got potential.
Vegas is their forwards have been so up and down the last.
Well, Stone still doesn't have a goal. I don't think.
No, he's got
with
2
Vegas.
assists, I think.
Yeah.
So it's he's not producing. But
Well, he's not exactly
no,
producing
he's
either.
not getting goals, but
It's been 2 weeks. Well,
Oh,
sorry, a week
3
and a
games. 3 games, right?
half. Maybe he's played 3, but I think
Yeah, maybe. He's doing okay. He's not the point of game guy he was in.
he probably
Ottawa.
should be doing better.
It's a period. There's
It's
a
a period.
period.
Adjustment period.
He'll get there.
I would assume.
Yeah.
Sunday hometown hockey is Winnipeg and Washington, which that's
Should be a good game.
big.
That's juggernauts.
Yeah, that's Winnipeg, Tampa all over again. Seems like.
And then we get the
Yeah.
rematch for Calgary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one too. I bet you there'll be a good fight in that one. Reeves versus Prout. Probably it's gonna
I
happen.
think Proud's even gonna play.
Well, just
Uh,
because they're playing Vegas, yeah.
Yeah. He probably will.
Who
well,
else
yeah.
is gonna answer the toll, right?
Yeah.
I
Nobody.
guess.
No, well, no.
Nobody.
Who the hell's gonna fight Reeves? Yeah.
Maybe the big
but
fight
Prout.
is Fleury and Riddick.
I would love that.
I would too.
Sets the tone. Just first face off, they just skate at each other at the center.
Riddick
Let's go.
tags Smith in. And he goes. That'd be pretty
Just
funny.
looks down the ice, drops his gloves, runs to the bench.
Yeah.
I wonder, could you do that?
Change the
without getting
goalie?
a penalty? Yeah,
Goalie change.
it's a shift. He's just changing.
I think that would probably it would work.
I don't know actually.
100%.
I don't
That
know
would.
the rule.
That's got to be legal. You can
Maybe.
you can pull your goalie and throw a player on.
Yeah,
You
but
can't-
this is,
That would be
after
funny.
a whistle and stuff.
That'd be funny
and
if you had a fighting goalie. Fourth line goalie.
Can you imagine just a team changing goalies on the fly?
Reeves with goalie pads?
Oh my God, that'd be quite the show.
That would be hilarious.
That's the
Rest in
NHL
peace,
WWE.
Emery.
Kind of
Yeah.
funny.
That just
Ray Emery
reminds
could've
me
been
of
that guy.
Emery, right? He was a fighting goalie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The one and only.
And then on Sunday too, hopefully Pittsburgh decides to break Boston's streak for
Yeah.
Pittsburgh and for Boston.
Pittsburgh's got a busy 3 days or 4 days.
Yeah, this is
So
huge.
that's why they're going to be.
Crosby's just throwing everybody on his back.
Man, has he ever been hot?
Jeez.
Him and Getzel.
Did you see that? Did you see Gensel's goal in overtime?
It's great.
Are you
I think I
kidding
missed
me?
That was really good.
Freaking Crosby, man. Like,
Yeah.
you're amazing. He's so good.
Yeah,
I have Getzel in my fantasy pool. I didn't
Yeah,
realize
me
he's
too.
already at 30 goals.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's having.
It's making that contract look pretty damn nice now, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be a very good contract for a while.
and
a
I
little
don't
better
think-
than Pascal Dupuis.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think Crosby's actually had a line
It's not
mate
quite the same.
like him for how many years?
But yeah,
Probably since like Jordan Stahl.
Especially a
mean, now-
young, quick.
That's what I'm saying.
Now he
I-
needs that.
I think him and Getzel and Kessel and Malkin kind of on and off. That's 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
It's actually set now instead of Pittsburgh kind of just rotating people.
Yeah,
through.
like, yeah. Crosby's the top line. We don't know the rest of them.
honestly,
Like, we don't even know whose wingers are.
every year it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
who's young? Throw him up there.
And usually that's, I think, how they kind of did his line. It was just like, who can we just kind of put with him? Because they always kind of had, like, the Malkin's. Malkin's line has always kind of been set a little bit more, I think.
yeah, a lot more.
And then it was just like, okay, we'll just throw him with Crosby then. He's fine.
I still think that's either like 1 or 2 power plays with Tampa, Pittsburgh. They're so good on the power play.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a, yeah.
yeah. It's
And with Letang being hurt, it's obviously worse. But them and Tampa, those are 1 and 2 for
Yeah,
me.
we jinxed
I
that.
feel bad for that. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually.
that was you.
Yeah, that was me.
My God,
Letang's
Letang hasn't been
healthy.
injured. It was like a week later. I swear to God, a week
It
later.
wasn't even a week. I
Yeah,
don't think.
a few
Like,
days.
within the
Oh,
hour.
Letang. Letang.
That would
He's
have been
down.
even worse. I think it was like the next.
He
game or
felt
2
his
games.
leg getting weaker.
Yeah.
Oh no!
He's one of those players.
What is happening?
He's one of those players you just can't pick in fantasy.
No.
Yeah,
I had him 1 year and it's never again.
If you don't have IR
He played, like,
spots,
35
you do not
games.
pick him in fantasy.
No,
even if you have IR spots, fuck that.
Yeah.
yeah, he goes way too early.
it's not worth it.
yeah.
But that's pretty much it for the weekend. It's gonna be, again. It's what there's 5 weekends left.
Not
6
even. I don't
weekends?
think. Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess we're really
Middle of
Five.
April.
5.5.
Yeah, it's like what ends on that Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Usually.
Let's find out.
Yeah, so it's like 4.5 weeks.
It's not that far.
4.5 weeks.
It's definitely not far because I'm freaking out about Leafs defensemen here. Because
Yeah, Dermott. He's
Dermott
gotta
and
get his
Gardner.
ass
April
back.
6th.
yeah, it ends April 6th, so
So
that's a
just over
Saturday.
a month.
So
Yeah.
5 weeks.
That's crazy.
This is the 5th
That
last
will
weekend.
fly by.
That's gonna go crazy. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Flames are going down the cup.
April. I'm guessing April 9th.
Is
Probably
Iggy
start
going to be in the
playoffs.
dome?
Oh, I
At
want to
the
hang
dome
out
with Jerome?
Yeah, hanging in the dome with Jerome.
That'd be great.
Well, for those that found us on Twitch tonight, thanks for tuning in. And hopefully next week we can actually log into Facebook. Oh, we have
Oh.
Facebook. Wow.
Hey, we're actually on
Yeah.
Facebook now.
Very
Too. Okay.
Technology.
Love it.
IT fixes everything.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone. See you next week.
Yeah,
See
adios.
you, everybody.